نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربي زدنا علما آمين يا رب العالمين. So inshallah we'll do the families in the order that Ustad started with. He started with Allama, but we will do the same group, Allama, and then we will do each family and then the F1 families in the last. So in Surface Saghir, you've got, for example, if we take F2. Now we will be talking today about F2 family. And what is the F2 family?
Allama.
Yes. Allama. And what is the present tense of this family?
Yuallimu.
Yuallimu. And what is the masdar of this family?
Taaleeman.
Yes. So in order to know a surface saghir of any of the families, you need to just memorize. These are the three things that you need to memorize. Number one, the past active. Number two, the present active. And number three, the masdar. Now for the big eight families, as we know, the masdars are set patterns, right? So there's no guessing in this. We know how they are formed. They should be like Taaleeman for this family, for F2 Allama family. First of all, why is it a big eight family? Can anybody tell me why is it a big eight family?
It has
Because
more than
there are
three
more than
words.
Yes, more than three letters. Ain, Lam, Mim. Right? So we know that the root letters for the small six families are three letters. And in these family, we have an extra letter that is with the root letters, right? So the core letters are Ain, Lam, Mim, and then we add letters to them to form the big eight families. So here, because of the Shadda, we have two lams. So one is the extra letter. Okay. And that is how we know that this is the big eight family. Also, the family marker for this family, for F2, what is the family marker?
Shadda on the
Ain.
Yes, on the Ain Kalma. In this word, Ain Kalma is the lam, right? But the name given to this letter or any letter that is in the middle is Ain Kalima. So we will say Ain Kalima. In this instance, lam would be a correct answer too, because lam is in the place of the Ain Kalima. So if you see a shadda, then it can be this family and the F5 family, which we will discuss later. But here, the only thing that will tell you of this family is the shadda on the Ain Kalima, right? So this information is something that you should have in your notes in one place. Is this clear up till here?
Thank you.
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
Now we will start our surface saghir. So the only things that you need to memorize in a surface saghir are the past, the present, and the masdar in the first line, right? This you need to memorize. There is no rule, no reason that we know of for now, right now, that we can see why F2 comes like that, why F3 comes like that. So these three we have to memorize. And we have done it so many times. So it is easy now, alhamdulillah.
Sorry, sister. I just joined these sessions. I don't know what surface Sagir is.
Okay, okay. It is Allama, Yuallimu, Taaleeman, Fahuwa, Muallimun, Ullima, Yuallimu, Yuallamu, sorry, Taaleeman, Fahuwa Muallamun, wal amru minhu, alim, wan nahyu anhu, la tu'allim, والظرف منه معلم. So do you remember this? Ustad told us to these a group of words with four lines.
Yes, I do.
Yes. This whole group of words is called Sarf Saghir.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It is the short form of all the words that can be made within one family. Right? So in order to learn this, there are two ways. Either you memorize, which in the long term does not work always, right? Most of the time. But if we learn the process of how one word, then other is made and what they are, then the memorization evaporates and you can form the whole surface array from any word in that family.
Okay.
So that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to understand the inner working of this surface array. So today we've started with the first family in the big 8 families, right?
Oh, okay.
So now for us, the only thing that I want you to remember is these 3 words. Which are the past active, past tense fail, Allama, present tense fail, Yuallimu, and Masdar, Taaleeman. Of every family, all of the families in the big 8 and all of the families in the small 6 families, these are the 3 words that you need to memorize. There is no rhyme or reason, there is no set rule how to make these. They are just set patterns that we need to learn. The rest, all of the rest are made from these 2 words. Masdar is a set pattern, right? So we cannot change it. But Allama and Yuallimu are the words, are the sources for making all of the rest of the words, and we'll see how that happens. So is this understood that the first 3 words you have to memorize and you have to be very careful with the harakat on these. Allama cannot be allima. Okay, Yuallimu cannot be Yuillamu or something like that. So the harakas are very, very, very important, and that's what we need to memorize in these 2 words along with the masdar. Okay. So now you have Allama, and then you have Yuallimu, right? And Taaleeman is as it is. It's a cool person. It doesn't get into any other's businesses. So we will start with Allama. Allama is your active past tense, is the first word that you see in the surface appear, right? Then you have Yuallimu, that is your active present. Then your third word is the masdar. Can anybody tell me what is the fourth word?
Ism file.
Yes. Fourth word we take as isme fa'il, right? And isme fa'il is made from which word?
Move. Move. It begins
It's
with move.
active present
Yeah.
tense.
Yeah.
We will take the active present tense, Yuallimu,
And change it
and
with
then
Musa.
change it.
Yuallimu.
Exactly. What will be the first change?
Mu.
Move. You'll
Instead
add.
of ya, it's
Yeah.
mu. Mim.
Exactly. And then what will be the next change?
Tanween on me. And
Muallimun.
Li. Kasra on li. And yeah.
Yes. And tanween on. Kasra on the an kalma.
Yeah, that's
And
important.
tanween on the last, because we are making it ism.
Yes.
So three changes are there. First, you replace the mudare letter with the mu. Okay. Number 2 is kasra on the ain kalima. And number 3, you have
Tanween on.
tanween again, yes, at the end, as it is a
ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चलाते
ism.
हैं ना उस्ताद
For now, I'm muting everybody, and so that the background noise is not there anymore. If you want to say anything, please feel free to unmute yourself. Okay. So this is how we make Yuallimu from the present active, we make the isme file. So our isme file for this family will be Muallamun.
Muallimun, right?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Jazakillahu khair. Muallimun. Okay. Jazakallah. So this is our first line of surface Saghir. And this is how we make the first line. So the
And-
fourth.
And
Yes.
for isme file, so it's the set rule that we change the ya to mu and then kasra on the like second to
kalma.
last ain
Yes.
kalma and then tanween on the last letter.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
okay. And it's with every isme file.
Every
Is the set
family
rule.
in the big
Oh,
8
okay.
families.
Yes. Okay.
It is different in the small families, but we'll get to that. For now, we're just discussing big 8, so it will be always like this. Now, can somebody do the Allama past tense conjugation?
Ullim.
No, Allama.
Allama,
You want the
allama,
past passive, right?
No, past
allama,
passive, no. Yes.
huwa allama, huma
Acha,
allama,
conjugation.
hum allamu, hiya allamat, huma allamata, hunna allimna, allamna,
Allamna.
allamna, anta allamta, antuma allamtuma, antum allamtum, anti allamti, antuma allamtuma, antunna allamtunna, ana asartu, ana allamtu, nahnu allamna.
Excellent. So one thing that helped me a lot in memorizing and getting this in mind is that whatever word you are making a past tense of, right? Like for example, here we were doing Allama. So Allama, this part, you just memorize, you just take a picture of it in your mind, right? And then you do all the changes. Allama, then you do Allama, right? So this portion is not changing, right?
Okay.
the first portion is the same. So we cannot change this portion. The last letter will keep on changing, of course, because we are adding the endings to it. But the rest before it will be as is. So we won't have, we can't change any of the harakas in any way. Otherwise, it will be not of that conjugation. If I suddenly do ullim, this is allamat, right? So I do allimata. So then what happens is that this changed and this now is not a part of this conjugation. So one thing that is to visualize only the first part. For example, if you have istaghfara, right? So until the fa, this will remain the same. The only change that is happening is to the last letter. So istaghfara, istaghfara, istaghfaru, right? So this is just to visualize, to make it easier for you to be able to do the conjugation without changing the harakas of the first part. Inshallah. Jazakallah. Okay. Let's go to, somebody can do the present tense active conjugation.
Yuallimu, yuallimani, yuallimuna, ta'allimu,
Tu'allimu.
tuallimu, tuallimani, yuallimna, tuallimu, tuallimani, tuallimuna, tuallimina, tuallimani, tuallimna, uallimu, nuallimu.
Excellent. Jazakillah khair. So this is a little tricky with the present tense, that we have changing happening in the beginning as well as in the end. And again, visualization helps it. For example, like we did this right now, yuallimu, right? Yuallimani, then yuallimuna, tuallimu, tuallimani, yuallimna, right? So what I do is I make boxes like this. So these are all the U's, right? And then until the end of the second person, you have all the tas in the beginning. And then you have the U and the Nu. Muallimu, sorry, yes. And nuallimu, right? So in this way, when you write it down, or if you have a conjugation already written somewhere, you can make these boxes to memorize that, yes, the first line will have U's and the second line will have two twos, and then we have another U for the hunna. So again, visualization will help. Write it with different colors for yourself. Write it down. The more you write, the more it will become easier to remember all of the details of the present tense. Okay. Now, masdar, we haven't done the conjugation of masdar yet with Ustad, so we're going to skip this for now. And we will move on to muallimun. So, muallimun, is it a fail or an ism?
Ism.
It is an ism, and we know it's an isme file. And isme file follows the Muslim chart.
Yeah.
So you will have the common, masculine, and feminine chart. Then you will have the proper, masculine, and feminine chart. And then you will have the light chart.
Right.
Masculine and feminine chart. Okay, can anybody do the common one? Muslim chart?
Muallimun, mualliman, muallimin, muallimani, muallimaini, muallimaini, muallimuna, معلمين معلمين.
Excellent. And the feminine?
Feminine, sorry, will be معلمة 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 معلمتان معلمتين معلمتين معلمات معلمات معلمات.
Excellent. Jazakallah khair. Can anybody do the proper Muslim chart with al?
You want me to try again?
Al-muallimun, al-muallim, sorry. Al-muallimu, al-muallima,
Yes.
al-muallimu, me, al-muallim, Muslim,
No
Muslimun,
problem, yes. Muslimani, al-mu'al.
al-limani, al-muallimaini, al-muallimaini, al-muallimuna, al-muallimina, al-muallimina,
Excellent.
al-muallimatu, al-muallimata, al-muallimati, al-muallimat, al-muallimatain,
Tani.
al-muallimatani, al-muallimataini, al-muallimataini, al-muallimatu, al-muallimati, al-muallimati.
Excellent. Jazakallah khair. And can somebody do the light masculine and feminine chart?
Sorry, معلم معلمة معلمي معلم معلمة sorry
Yes.
معلمة
Yes.
معلمي
Yes.
معلمي معلمو معلمي معلمي.
Excellent. And the feminine?
معلمة معلمتا sorry معلمتي sorry معلمتا معلمة معلمتي 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 معلماتي معلماتي.
Muallimatu, muallimati, muallimati.
Yeah.
Jazakallah khair. So you see the whole Muslim chart and the light chart you can make from this single Muslim file. Right? And these ism file and ism maf'ul are used in a variety of ways in the whole Quran. We have only done them as isms, and then inshallah we'll see that they have other functions as well, and they are quite frequently used in the Quran. Okay, so this was the first line of the family 2 Sarf Saghir. Any questions in this regard? Okay, so our muallimun was made from the present tense, active present tense fail, right? Okay, and now what happens is now this will come into our second line will start, and our second line starts with the passive line. We know that family 2 has a passive line. Yes, so the passive, this is our fifth word in the surface Saghir. Passive past tense fail, and the pattern is UE. So Allama would become
Ullima.
Yes. The first letter would get a dhamma, right? First letter of past tense active will get a dhamma, right? Number 2, the end kalima would get a kasra. So from allama and the last letter, right, will remain the same. The last letter or the lam kalima would be better. Okay, can somebody do the present tense, the past tense passive conjugation.
Ullima, ullima, ullimu, ullimat, ullimata, ullimta, ullimna.
Yes.
Yeah, ullimna.
Yes.
So, and then you have to do anta, right?
Yes.
Ullimta, ullimtuma, ullimtum, ullimti, ullimtuma, ullimtunna, ullim, ullimu.
No, Anna. What is the
No,
Anna version?
ullimu. No.
Anna Nasar.
Ana nasartu. Yeah, ullimu.
Yes.
That's what I said.
Ullim
Ullimu.
tu. Ullim tu.
Ullimtu. Yeah. Ullimtu, ullimna. Yeah.
Yes, excellent. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah
Right.
khair.
So this is the conjugation that we will make from the past passive. It is the same as the active past, just that you have the active and the passive difference. Okay. Now, what comes next?
Present passive.
And
Present
present
passive.
passive is made from
Who are.
active present.
Active present.
Yeah.
Right? See, so all the words that we are making go back either to the active past or to the active present. Okay, so this is our sixth word, and sixth word is present passive. And present passive, we write the whole word as is with the dots and stuff, and the shadda will remain there, right? But the harakas now will follow the pattern of UA. So here the first step is that the mudare letter gets a dhamma. Now over here we see that the mudari letter already had a dhamma. So we don't need to change it. It will remain the same. But if there is a fatha on here, then we will have to change it to dhamma. Okay. And then you have the an kalima is lam. So you will put fatha on the an kalima. Number 3, lam kalima will remain the same. So your ain kalma is lam, so it will get a fatha. Here we had a kasra on the lam kalma, and the u will remain the same on the lam kalma. So, oops, sorry. Okay. Is this clear? Okay. Can somebody do the present passive conjugation from Yuallimu?
Yuallimu, yuallimani, yuallimuna, tuallimu, tuallimani, yuallimna, tuallimu, tuallimani, tuallimna. So
No, sorry.
tuallimuna.
It is tu'allamu. Yu'allamu.
Oh, sorry. I'll start.
No, I didn't catch it.
Yu'allamu.
Yes.
Yeah, I also saw your kasra there. My mistake.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yu'allamu, yu'allamani, yu'allamuna, tu'allamu, tu'allamani, yu'allamna, tu'allamu, tu'allamani, tu'allamuna, tu'allamina, tu'allamani, tu'allamna, u'allamu, nu'allamu.
Excellent. Jazakallahu khair. So this is how we will do. You will do the conjugation of each word in the sarf saghir. And when we do the whole conjugation of every word of the sarf saghir, what do we call that? We called it sarf kabir. Now it's become big. right? When you open it, it's like these are flowers and these are buds, and then they open into a flower. So all those conjugations together are called Sarf-e-Kabir. We've been doing parts of it separately, but inshallah, when we are done with all of it, Sarf, then we will do the Sarf-e-Kabir as well. Okay. Now, again, we have our seventh word in the third line is again the masdar Taaleeman, right? So that doesn't change, and we do not need to have any changes to that word. Okay. Then we have our eighth word. What is the eighth word that we need to have?
Ism
Ism
maf'ul.
maf'ul.
Yes, isme maf'ul. And ism maf'ul is made from the
Passive present tense.
Passive
yes, it is
present.
made from the passive present tense. So this goes like this. Okay. So now you see the active present. Oh, sorry. The active present gave way to the passive present, and from the passive present, you are making the isme maf'ul.
Ism maf'ul.
So again, if you backtrack, it will lead you to the active present. So that's why if you know these three words, you can make the whole surface agir on yourself without having to memorize each word. And you will know the harakas as well, because there are rules to each word. So for an isme maf'ul, what do you do? What is the first step?
Change ya to mu.
Yeah, change the ya to mu. Number two, so we will have mu here. Okay. Then what we will do? What happens to the n kalma?
It has a
It's
fatha.
fatha.
Same.
Yes, fatha on the
Pink. No, on the fa kalma, that is actually right.
sorry.
It will be the fa kalma, right? Mu'allam.
No, and middle letter.
This will remain the same.
Yeah,
The
so
fa kalma will remain the same.
yeah. Okay. You're talking about the lam then. Okay.
Only
yeah,
the
okay.
changes that we need to make.
Hmm.
Otherwise, if they are not mentioned, then you don't have to change them. They
Right.
will remain the same. So the mudare letter, right? This is the mudare letter.
Yeah.
So mudare letter will be replaced by mu.
No. Yeah.
There will be fatha on the
Ain
kalima and tanween
Dhamma.
on the
Meen.
lam kalima.
Lam kalima.
Right? So you have mu'alla. Now there was already a fatha here, so you didn't need to change it. Mu'alla mun. So here you had mu'allimun, and here you had mu'allamun. So the only difference between isme fa'il and isme maf'ul in the big eight families is the kasra on the end kalma for isme maf'ul and kasra fatha on the end kalma for isme. Sorry,
Maful.
yeah.
You replace.
Yes, I replaced it. I'm getting confused now. So mu'allimun has a kasra on the end kalma, and it is isme fa'il. And the isme maf'ul will always have a fatha on the end kalma. Okay. So what type of conjugations can we do with isme maf'ul?
All the Muslim chart, common,
Yeah.
proper, light, and heavy.
Exactly. So can somebody do the common Muslim chart conjugation for mu'allamun?
Mu'allamu, mu'allama, mu'allami.
No, why? It's not light. I want common.
Oh, mu'allamun,
Yes.
mu'allaman, mu'allamin,
Hmm.
mu'allamani, mu'allamaini, mu'allamaini, mu'allamuna, mu'allamina, mu'allamina, mu'allamatun, mu'allamatin, mu'allamatan, mu'allamatin, mu'allamatani, mu'allamataini, muallamataini, muallamatun, muallamatin, muallamatin.
Okay. Can somebody do the proper one? It will be al-muallamu.
Al-muallamu, al-muallama, al-muallami, al-muallamani, al-muallamani, right? Or
Yes, yes.
al-muallamani, al-muallamaini, al-muallamaini, al-muallamuna, al-muallamina, al-muallamina.
And the feminine, al-muallimatu.
Al-muallimatu, al-muallim,
Muallamatu, sorry.
al-muallamatu, al-muallamata, al-muallamati, al-muallamatani, al-muallamataini, al-muallamataini, al-muallamatu, al-muallamati, al-muallamati.
Excellent. Jazakallah khair. And with al, always remember that al is not a reason from the 4 reasons for an ism to be light. So al only does not tolerate the tanween. It has no fight with the noon, right?
Mhm.
So only difference that is between the common and the proper ism is there in common you have tanween and in the proper you have al. That's it.
Yeah.
The noon in both will remain the same. The noon only drops when it is
Light.
light.
Lightest.
So now we will do muallimu. Now here this is light. Why? Because you don't have al and you don't have a common. So this is neither common, neither proper. So this is light. Okay.
Mhm.
So now here you will drop the noon in this conjugation. So who will do the light conjugation from, sorry, I keep on, yes, Vinita. Muallamu.
I can do for muallam.
Sure.
Muallamu, muallama, muallami, muallima, muallamai, muallamai, muallamu, muallami, muallami,
Hmm.
She's
muallamatu,
putting
Yeah,
she's
she
putting
put it
kasra on the
in
lam.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you do it again,
Muallam.
Vinita?
Are we doing isma maful?
Yes, maful.
Muallamu, muallama, muallami,
Yes.
muallama, muallamai, muallamai,
Yes.
muallamu, muallami, muallami,
Excellent. And for the feminine?
muallamatu, muallamata, muallamati, muallamata,
Yes.
muallamata,
Muallamata.
muallamatay, muallamatay, muallamatu, muallamati, muallamati.
Yes. And this has nothing to do with Arabic. It has to do with recitation. And well, in a way it will have, if you are saying muallim, muallama,
Yes.
and here you are saying muallama, so you are sounding the same. For it to be different, for this one alif to be there, this you will say muallama and this you will say muallama. You will stretch it a little.
Yeah, we need
Because
to stretch.
what happens is one of the goals of clear recitation is that if a person is listening to you, he or she is able to form the word in their mind.
Absolutely.
Right? So inshallah, when you are doing conjugations, make sure that if you have like muallama, right? Muallamu, muallamina. So you stretch them to 2 counts, which is a tajweed rule that we do in recitation. So inshallah, then you will not, because what you listen is what you remember. So if you listen, and if you're doing it wrong, you're listening to yourself, making the mistake without realizing that you're mistaking, then that will be in your mind and that will then make you do a mistake later on, right? So
Yes.
inshallah, with this, just stretch those mud letters in the conjugation to differentiate them from the singular isms
Singular.
that are there.
Okay. Okay, inshallah.
Inshallah. So now our second line has ended as well. So this is how we will be doing all of the families, conjugation of each word with the rows. Okay, so now what happens in the next line?
Sir.
The passive.
इसमें
Zat.
passive is इसमें अमर
Failure.
فعل
فعل
أمر.
الأمر
हाँ.
yeah my bad.
Fail أمر.
الأمر منه
Yes, al-amru minhu. So our ninth word is the fele amr. And can anybody tell me from which word is fele amr made from?
مضارع.
Yes,
Mudari.
active present
Active مضارع.
Yeah.
tense fail, which was the second word in the
Yeah.
first line, right?
Yeah. You
So yuallimu
Limo.
is the active present of family 2.
Mm.
Now, what happens? Yuallimu. How do we make fele amr from the present tense?
So we
Second
replace
person.
you with tu.
Yeah. Second person.
تعلموا.
Okay.
Then make it lightest.
Then we make it lightest. تعلم.
Yes.
Then we remove tu.
Ta.
Ta, and we see if we can say it, then we say it. Otherwise, we put helper alif.
Alif.
But we see here that we can say it, so it remains alim.
So this is your fele amr because we are able to read alim clearly. So we do not need the helper alif, right? And this will be the case in the group 1 families. Allama family, Jahada family, and the Aslama family. They don't need the helper alifs. Okay. Then okay, can somebody do the fele amr conjugation from alim?
Yep.
Yes.
Allama.
Allima, allimu,
Yes.
allami, allimi,
No.
Allimi. Yes. This is very
allimi,
important.
yeah. Allama, allamna,
Allima.
allimna.
Yeah.
Yes. Again, with the harakas, be very careful. If you say it allam,
Yeah. It'll be wrong.
then this will not be a fele amr because you are making it from the active present. Active present has a kasra on the end,
Correct.
right? So this will be wrong, and this is the one that we need to make for the fele amr. Okay. Then we have
Nahi. One nahi. No.
nahi. Exactly.
Nahi.
So
Same process.
it is number 10, right? Number 10th word is
Yeah.
fele nahi. And fele nahi is again made
Same.
from which word?
Present
Fele
active.
mudari active.
So you see how important it is to remember
Yeah.
this,
3 words. Yeah.
right? You have isme file from this, right? Then you
Yeah.
have the passive present from this. Then you have the amar from this. Then you
Yep.
have the nahi from this,
Yeah.
right? So you have a lot from this. Okay. So fele nahi is active present tense fail, forbidding. So what is
The
the
time is
active
done.
present tense?
Yuallimu.
Yuallimu,
Same process you follow.
tuallimu,
Tuallimu. Tuallim.
tuallim, and la tuallim.
And lastly, tuallim. Yeah.
Just add the la
Yeah.
to the lightest. Tu'allim. Okay. Can anybody do the la tu'allim conjugation?
Tuallim.
لا
Tuallim.
تعلم لا تعلما لا تعلموا لا تعلمي لا تعلما لا تعلمنا.
Yes. Although I couldn't understand, everybody was So, anyways, la
Sorry.
tu'allimni. No problem. I loved it that you all did it.
We are a
So
team.
exactly. Alhamdulillah. La tu'allimna. Excellent. Okay. So this is how we do the conjugation for the fail nahi. With the active present tense fail, we start making it from there. And these are the steps that we need to take. 1, 2, and 3. So forbidding is easier than amar. You have less steps in it usually. Okay. Then we have
ظرف ظرف منه
what do we have?
اسم ظرف ظرف
And in the brigade families,
اسم مفعول
exactly. Isme zarf is same as
اسم مفعول.
and what is the isme zarf for family 2?
معلم.
Exactly. Muallamun. So if you already know the isme maful, then it's easy because it's the same as the isme zarf. If you do not know, then again we go to the passive present.
Yeah.
Right? And we follow the process that we did for isme maful.
Yeah.
Okay. And we haven't done the conjugation of isme zarf. It is just like the masdar,
Yeah.
but we haven't done it yet, so we
Okay.
will stop here.
Skip that.
So this was the whole conjugation, the whole surface of air with the conjugation. Now, let's
Achha,
do
so here in the conjugation of isme zarf will be the same as the masdar you're saying. Okay.
yes, masdar, the words used, the
Taaleeman.
sighas, the forms used for masdar are the same as that for the zarf.
Okay,
What they
okay.
are, as Ustad hasn't done it yet, so inshallah we'll wait for Ustad to do
Inshallah.
it, so that we can do it with understanding. Even if I do
Okay.
tell you right now, I mean, all of the reasons behind it
Yeah.
will not be there.
So even
inshallah,
if this follows the Muslim chart, this will not be according to that chart. Okay.
yeah, it will follow the Muslim chart only in some forms, not all.
Okay. Okay.
And what they are and why they are, we will inshallah do it when we reach them.
Where it follows the Muslim chart?
That's what I'm not telling right now. It's inshallah. I have some notes that I shared with everybody. It is there as well. The Allama chart that I did, Sarf Kabir, just like today what we're doing, I made the whole conjugations of each word. I'll reshare it in the group so you can see over there, but I'm not going to tell about it right now.
Okay.
As long as Ustaz hasn't done it. So I don't feel comfortable with doing something that he hasn't done yet with us. Okay. So now in one of the notes that I gave of the conjugations, the surface agir process, and you can read the whole process over there step by step. All the steps for all the families are written in those. I'll inshallah share that too. Over there, you have words given that you can practice with the Allama family, right? So, kadhaba, family 2, right? So we are doing Allama family. Kadhaba. Okay. Can somebody do the conjugation for kadhaba? First, the past tense conjugation.
Kazzaba, kazzaba, kazzabu, kazzabat, kazzabata, kazzabna, kazzabna,
Yes.
anta, kazzabta,
Yes.
kazzabtuma, kazzabtum, kazzabti, kazzabtuma, kazzabtunna, ana, kazzabtu, no, نحن نسرت
كذبنا.
كذبنا Kazabna. Yeah.
Yes, excellent. Kazabna. Yes. So all the endings of for all the past tenses, no matter what the family, will remain the same, right? So, for example, if I want to do the Nahnu version of all of the families, I'll do Allamna, I'll do Jahadna, I'll do Aslamna, I'll do Tafarraqna, I'll do Ta'awanna, I'll do in Qalabna, I'll do Iqtarabna, I'll do Istaghfarna, right? Then for the small families, I'll do Fatahna, Nasarna, Darabna, Sami'na, Hasibna, Karumna. So you see, all of the past tense ending for Nahnu are same for all of the families. So if you know one word, that means you know that word in all of the families, right? Because of the endings in the past tense. Okay. Now from Kadaba, what is the present tense for family 2?
Yukazzibu.
Yukadhibu. Can somebody do the conjugation for yukadhibu?
Yukazzibu, yukazzibani, yukazzibuna, tukazzibu, tukazzibani, yukazzibna, tukazzibu, tukazzibani, tukazzibuna, tukazzibina, tukazzibani, tukazzibna, ukazzibu, nukazzibu.
Excellent. Jazakallah khair. And then what is the masdar for this family?
Takziban.
Sometimes we say
Yes.
yeah,
Takziban.
so we can count. Whoops, what am I doing?
It
Not
will be
sounding good.
the
We
exact
can count
copy.
on. That's the strategy. Count
Taaleeman.
on, or we can
Yes.
take the big number that we know.
Okay. Jazakallah khair. Takziban on the scale of,
Taaleeman.
right? So this will be identical harakat and the alif at the end. So it will be identical to Taaleeman. So it is takziban. Okay. And what is the isme file? Now, isme file we will have to make from,
Active present.
right? So yukadhibu,
Muallimun. Yukazzibun.
yes. My kaf in Arabic is something that I struggle with. Mukadhibun. Excellent. Okay. And now can somebody do the common conjugation? Muslim chart?
Mukazzibun, mukazziban, mukazzibin, sorry, what am I saying? Mukazzibatun, mukazzibata, mukazzibani, mukazzibaini, mukazzibaini,
Yes.
Yukazzibina.
oh yeah,
Mukadhibun.
mukazzibuna, mukazzibina.
Yes, it's
And
okay.
mukazzibat,
Yeah.
yeah.
So now
Lost
can
ones.
somebody do the, no problem at all. This is why we are practicing. So proper Muslim chart.
Mukazzibatun, mukazzibatan, mukazzibatin.
No, proper.
Al proper,
Al.
okay. Al mukazzibatu,
Al-Mukazzibun.
al mukazzibu, al mukazziba, al mukazzibi,
Yes.
al mukazzibani, al mukazzibaini, al mukazzibaini,
Excellent.
al mukazzibuna, al mukazzibina, al mukazzibina.
Excellent. And the feminine?
Common one, right?
Yeah. No, proper.
Proper. Al mukazzibatu, al mukazzibata, al mukazzibati, al mukazzibatani, al
Yes.
mukazzibataini, al mukazzibataini, al mukazzibatun, al mukazzibatin, al mukazzibatin.
Yeah. But we can't have al and tin in the same.
Al mukazzibati. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? So al
Yes.
mukazzibatu,
Right.
al mukazzibati, al
Yeah.
mukazzibati.
My bad. Sorry.
No problem at all. Light Muslim chart.
Mukazzibu, mukazziba, mukazzibi. Mukazziba, mukazziba,
Yeah.
mukazzibai, mukazzibai. Mukazzibu, mukazzibi, mukazzibi.
And the feminine?
mukazzibatu, mukazzibata, mukazzibati, mukazzibata,
Yes.
mukazzibatai, mukazzibatai, mukazzibatu, mukazzibati, mukazzibati.
Excellent. Jazakallah khair.
Brain teaser.
It is, and a tongue twister. That's why it becomes more complicated because of the changing of the words and so many things to think about. But that is why the more we practice, the more it'll come as second nature, right?
Yeah.
Of
And
course,
that's what
we
they
are
say,
going to-
right? When you're learning grammar and when you're learning Arabic, your brain becomes sharper. That's
Exactly.
yeah, it grills your brain. Yeah.
Exactly. So mukazzibun was the isme file. Okay, this was the first line done. Second line. Now kadaba, what do we make now?
Passive.
Ui. Yeah. Kuzziba.
Kuziba, yes. Just excuse my coughs because I really need to practice how to write these properly. Anyways, kuziba. Can somebody do the conjugation with kuziba?
Kuziba,
Yes.
kuziba, kuziba, kuzibu,
Hmm.
kuzibat, kuzibata, kuzibna,
Hmm.
kuzibta, kuzibtuma, kuzibtum,
Hmm.
kuzibti, kuzibtuma, kuzibtunna, kuzibtu, kuzibna.
Excellent. Jazakillah khair. And then the present passive from yukazibu, it will be
Yukazzabu.
Kazzabu.
yukazabu. Yes. Who are combination.
Hmm.
Can somebody do the conjugation for yukazabu?
Yukazzabu, yukazibani, yukazzabuna,
Zaban. Zaban.
Zabani.
yukazzabu, yukazzabani, yukazzabuna,
Hmm.
tukazzabu, tukazzabani, tukazzabna,
Yukazabna.
yukazzabna,
Yes.
tukazzabu, tukazzabani, tukazzabuna,
Hmm.
tukazzabina, tukazzabani, tukazzabna,
Excellent.
ukazzabu, nukazzabu.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. And then, of course, the same will be takziban.
Taksib. Hmm.
The masdar will remain the same.
Hmm.
And then we have, what do we have? Isme
Ism maful. Yeah.
Maful.
maful. What will be isme maful?
Mukazzabun.
Kazzabu.
Yes. Mukazzabun. So can somebody do the common conjugation Muslim chart?
Yes. Mukazzabun,
Hmm.
mukazzaban, mukazzabin,
Hmm.
mukazzabani, mukazzabaini, mukazzabaini,
Hmm.
mukazzabuna, mukazzabina, mukazzabina.
Hmm. And then the feminine mukazzabatu.
Mukazzabatun, mukazzabatan,
Hmm.
mukazzabatin,
Yes.
mukazzabatani, mukazzabataini, mukazzabataini, mukazzabatun, mukazzabatin, mukazzabatin.
Excellent. Can somebody do the proper?
Al-Mukazzabu, Al-Mukazzaba, Al-Mukazzabi,
Hmm.
Al-Mukazzabani, Al-Mukazzabina, Al-Mukazzabina,
No, no, baini.
Al-Mubaini, I'm sorry, Al-Mukazzabaini, Al-Mukazzabaini,
Hmm.
Al-Mukazzabuna, Al-Mukazzabina, Al-Mukazzabina,
Excellent.
Al-Mukazzibatu,
No,
Al-Mukazzibat,
no.
No.
Al-mukazzabatu.
Al-Mukazzabatu, Al-Mukazzabati, Ta, Al-Mukazzabati, Al-Mukazzibatu,
Z. Okay.
Al-Mukazzibatani,
Yes.
Al-Mukazzibataini,
No. You're putting
You are-
kasra on it.
Bataini.
Al-Mukazzibataini.
No, al-mukazzaba.
Sorry, say it again.
Al-mukazzaba. Tani.
Al-Mukazzabatani, Al-Mukazzabataini, Al-Mukazzabataini,
Yes.
Al-Mukazzibatun,
No, no.
tu,
Al-mukazzabatu.
Al-Mukazzabatu, Al-Mukazzabati, Al-Mukazzabati.
Yes. So the N kalma, the one with the shadda, that is the middle, like that is the most important haraka in the family because it is a family marker, right?
Mm.
So here, if it is ism maf'ul, then the an kalma, the shadda, has a fatha on it. So this fatha will remain the same in the whole conjugation, right?
Okay.
So if we do it al-mukaddibata, then we have made the isme maf'ul into isme fa'il,
Fire, yeah.
right? Because that's the only difference between the two, that the an kalma in isme fa'il has a kasra and the an kalma in isme maf'ul has a fatha, right? Okay, can somebody do the light chart? Mukazzabu.
Mukazzabu, mukazzaba, mukazzabi, mukazzaba, mukazzabai, mukazzabai,
Hmm.
mukazzabu, mukazzabi, mukazzabi.
Okay, and now the
Feminine.
feminine.
Mukazzaba, mukazzabatu, mukazzabata, mukazzabati, mukazzabata, mukazzabatai, mukazzabatai, mukazzabatu, mukazzabati, mukazzabati.
Excellent.
Yes.
So that is the only thing that we need to see. The harakas have to be according to the rules, otherwise the whole word will change into something else. So that is the only thing that we need practice in. Alhamdulillah, the rest we know how to make it, so it is easier for us. Okay, then what is the third line?
Al-amru minhu.
Yes. And Amar is from the present tense. Yukadhibu. So what will we do with yukadhibu?
Rimudaya.
Then
Rimudatta. Tukazzib. Latest.
yes. And then
We have to remove that. Tukazzib.
kadhib. Right. So can you do the conjugation for kadhib?
كذب كذبا كذبوا كذبي كذبا كذبنا.
Yes. Excellent. Okay. So it will be kadhib. Okay. And وَالنَّهِيُ عَنْهُ will be,
La tukazzib.
yes, la kadhib. Can somebody do the conjugation for la tukadhib?
La
لا
tukadzib.
Do it, sister. Do it. تكذب لا تكذب لا تكذبا لا تكذبوا لا تكذبي لا تكذبا لا تكذبنا.
Excellent. Okay. And what is the last word?
والظرف
And what will be the dharf?
same as the اسم المفعول مكذب.
Mukadhabun. Okay. So this is how, alhamdulillah, you will do all of the F2 families. I will share the PDF with you, and there are more words that you can practice the family 2 with. Right? So any questions in this family or conjugation?
Alhamdulillah, it is clear.
الحمد لله.
Alhamdulillah. Right, so inshallah, we will do the family 3 tomorrow. So this way, every day we will do the whole conjugation step by step, and then we will have a practice word for that family. So inshallah, in this way, the more we practice, the more we know the process of the surface saghir, the more we will able to be with ease in recognizing the words as well. right? So inshallah, after we have done all of our families again, then we will do the recognition exercises from the workbook to help us recognize. And after this, we will do the light and the lightest present tenses as well. They are not included in the surface Saghir, but of course we know that they are there. And also the new conjugation that we said with noon khafifa and noon saqila, the heavy and the heaviest. Inshallah, we'll do that too. So okay, so if nobody has any questions, so inshallah we'll end the session here.
Sister, I have a question, just a
Yes.
clarification. Just I want to know what are the conjugations we have to do for the Isma Maf'ul? As you are
Isma-
saying that Muslim chart, lightest, light,
Okay, let me end the
proper.
session and I'll tell you inshallah.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So inshallah we'll end the recording now. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Wa alaikum salam.